Welcome to the Poetic RNB Daily, issue number 6 with yours truly, Poeticlee. And today we're talking about why instrumental albums matter and why we're, as a music agency, releasing music in all types of formats. So this week is a special week because I just released an instrumental album called New Year, Better Me, right now available on Poetic RNB website, poeticrnb.com. So, when you think about instrumental albums, at first glance, it can seem kind of quiet, no vocals, no hooks, no lyrics to memorize, right? But make no mistake, instrumental albums are some of the most powerful tools a producer and agency can release. And we're going to get into why that is. So you can also read this newsletter on poeticrnbwebsite.com and you can read it during your spare time. So let's get into why instrumental albums let listeners bring themselves to the music. Instrumental albums creates space, without lyrics guiding the emotion, without the listener filling in the meaning. They're finding their own goals. When you listen to music, you begin to have your own reflections. You start to create your own routines to how you move to that music. It's not just guiding you. It starts to create you through the music and through the instrumentals, create your own intentions. So for me as a producer, it's kind of been a goal of mine to release an instrumental album, and that's why instrumental albums are often replayed more. Like if you look at the stats online, there's some really great resources online where it talks about how instrumental albums are used daily. You check out YouTube, for example. There's so many different playlists and albums to do this, whatever, because they live longer. So it just makes more sense as a producer to think about, you're producing this music, how can you score it for people, right? So that's why New Year, Better Me was created. It wasn't just to be consumed at once. It was created to be returned to, a soundtrack that is there for focus, reflection, and just forward motion. So when you think about it as producers, right, instrumental albums are identity statements. They aren't unfinished songs just because there are no lyrics. They're complete thoughts. It's a legit complete thought. An instrumental album, now reveals production philosophy. We're gonna talk about production philosophy because when you think about movies, when you think about TV shows, you're talking about how you're crafting this sonic experience for others, right? The pacing of that music. It's not, again, you're not having the flow, you're not having the voice having to determine that pacing. It's emotion without explanation. And for producers, this format removes distraction and it lets the sound speak clearly. It's where identity sharpens. So for myself, New Year, Better Me, check out the instrumental album. It represents growth musically, mentally, creatively, without needing to say a word. As a poet, as an artist, as a hip-hop artist, I'm always saying something, and this was good to just get something out that didn't have to say a lot. So for me as a music agency, why it's important for us to deliver so just different music in all formats and not just be looked at as an events brand, a content platform, but a music agency that actually is there to deliver vocal albums, so that when you're working with us, we have the platform, we're building the foundation so that movies, again, scoring, businesses can hear it, the poetry albums that we're putting together, the spoken word pieces, brick by brick. And this for you to understand too, you're seeing a lifetime happen and real things happen. This is how collaborations come together. So artists can get to see, okay, what's produced over here. When you talk about, we just did a Christmas album. Artists are now getting to see, okay, you can produce something quality over here. That matters. Why it matters, again, to be direct to consumer. We're creating a mindset in a format where it's not just about being there for the moment. It's about being in your audience's life. So as an agency, we don't want to limit ourselves. We don't want to limit our reach, our relevancy, our longevity. So again, the instrumental albums are infrastructure. Instrumental albums are often the foundation for vocal projects, right? So again, how my brain thinks and how I would like to empower other producers, artists, and creatives to think about how these projects can now go for live performances. right? For brand partnerships with different companies, advertising, sponsors, for artist development. The mainstream mindset of an artist is slowly dying. That's why Poetic R&B is here to shake up the system. These aren't just side projects, they're building blocks. So by releasing instrumental albums, Poetic R&B as an agency strengthens our catalog. We expand, our reach, but more importantly, it creates more pathways for artists, producers inside the ecosystem. So I want to remind you, while we release directly on poeticrnb.com, you can find some of our stuff streaming too. But the main reason, and that's why you can find New Year Better Me, our new instrumental album, it's just we want to honor the work. So even when you think about how you honor your work, how you honor it, you got to have a place for it to live. You got to be able to have a home for it, a home that really signifies its identity, building real connection with real listeners. So, when I think about where we're going in time in this place, the way we want to thrive, right? You want to thrive with intention, not just in a buried algorithm, So that's why even having your own platform, being able to directly go to your listener matters, because you want to thrive in a true, authentic experience, not just metrics. So again, this conversation, this newsletter, issue number 6 is kind of just, you can read it online, but then also I want these kind of like these videos to be more of me being able to give more of my thoughts too on the topics that we write in our newsletter. So again, poeticrnb.com. This is issue number 6, Why Instrumental Albums Matter. We just released our first instrumental album, New Year Better Me. Check it out on the website, Poeticlee, baby.